Talk about it on your summer bucket list. I know you want to entertain outdoors, and we have an expert in the field. Jamie Drury will be on the show. It's much more than putting a steak on the grill and a six-pack in the cooler. He'll talk about outdoor entertaining. We're also going to talk about women's health issues today. We have free Holiday World tickets, and he is back. Dr. Eli Karam, better known as Dr. Eli, is here, and today we're opening up the phone lines. I love that you're willing to do this, because this is reality television at its best. If you have any issues with your marriage, with your family, then call us now. Free advice, 5715263. And if you've watched our Thursday segments, then you know this guy is very good at what he does. Dr. Karam, before we get into it, Dr. Eli, before we get into it, let's talk about folks who may have issues and they want to meet with a professional.
That's right.
How they can locate a therapist.
Yeah, all right. So if you watch the segments every week and you're thinking about, you know, I have a family issue, but I've never seen a therapist before, or I have a stigma or a negative connotation with psychotherapy or family therapy or counseling. Well, you should know that marriage and family therapists see people from strength and health perspectives. Don't ignore deficits or psychopathology if it's staring in their face, but they're going to work with you and they're going to view things in the normal framework of a family life cycle. So believing people are just stuck, and it's kind of the therapist's job to work with the clients to get them unstuck. So if you're watching this after today, you want to locate a therapist, what you want to go to is you can go two places. You can go to www.kamft.org. That's our state website, the Kentucky Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, where you can find lots of good tips. You can also find, John, every segment that we've done. You want to watch past Dr. Eli KMFT segments on Way 3 Listens, you go on there, you can find them under the KMFT in the media section. And then you want to find a therapist, you go to www.therapistlocator.net, and what you will do is click on that red rectangular box. You will be able to put in the zip code, and it will come up with a bunch of therapists. Many of the 400 marriage and family therapists in Kentucky centrally located in Wave Country. So you can go on there, look at their profile, John, find a good fit for you, make a call, and set up an appointment.
I think folks are very familiar with marriage therapy, but when we talk about family therapist, what kind of issues do you tackle? I know we talked a little bit about blended families, which can be complex when you have stepchildren, etc., and the whole dynamic of those relationships. But what other kind of issues do you see, Doctor?
Yeah, marriage and family therapists, remember, working with people in their relational systems. So while lots of times you come in with your significant others, you don't necessarily have to. It's if you have a relational issue. So family therapists are going to see anything normal as far as starting a relationship, working with a lot of people on kind of formalizing their commitment. Should we get married? Should we not? Parenting issues, whether that be young children or teenagers, which we've gotten a lot of emails lately around teenagers. Maybe we'll talk about that today. Also, a kind of exiting relationships, whether it be divorce, families struggling with physical illnesses, mental illnesses, a host of issues. And remember, family therapists are going to work with you, tap into what you're already doing well, the strength of the family, and help you come up with kind of individual plans and family plans.
All right, we've got our first caller. I'm looking forward to talking to Sherry in Salem. Good afternoon, Sherry.
Hey, how you doing?
We are doing very well. Do you have an issue you'd like to talk to Dr. Eli about?
Yes, about mental abuse.
Go ahead, Sherry.
Okay, I need to know what can I do to stop this situation. He's spitting in my face, and I mean just anything he can to bring me down.
Tell me a little bit more about the type of, so it is verbal kind of intimidation?
Yeah, stealing from me. He's a drunk, and whenever he don't get his way, he goes crazy on me.
Well, if, we talk about safety a lot, marriage and family therapists on this segment. So we kind of define safety three ways. So one is physical safety. Are they putting their hands on me? That's not a safe relationship. Number two, emotional safety. Do they intimidate me? Do they use my weak spots, my vulnerabilities against me? And the third is commitment safety. Do they bail, or do they threaten to leave every time something goes on? So to do any type of work, Sherry, you got to be safe. So the reality is much kind of intimate partner violence or domestic disputes happen out of failure to communicate. It's actually very rare that, or less common, that the person is what we call an intimate terrorist, where they are very abusive, purposely. A lot of times it comes from failure to communicate. So you'd have to assess, first of all, a safety plan. If your partner is willing to come in and learn some skills to talk about it, that would be a good candidate for to see a marriage and family therapist. Now, if your partner is unwilling and you feel unsafe, many people will make an appointment with a marriage and family therapist who will help them put a safety plan together, Sherry. So if you're in that case, you can make a call. Someone like that is going to refer you to a number of resources, help you put something together to get out of that relationship. Many people want to see a marriage and family therapist because they know what they're in is not healthy, but they need help getting out. And a marriage and family therapist can help you do that as well.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Sherry. Appreciate the call. We have Lori from Cecilia, Kentucky. Lori, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
What's your question, Lori?
I have an overbearing mother-in-law who lives out of state, have 2 grown children that are her only grandchildren, and she's always went on vacation with us. She's always done everything with our family, and now it's to a point where it's just too overbearing for me to even handle if she's even visiting.
Mm-hmm. And what does your husband, I mean, there's a third party in here, obviously you and your mother-in-law and your husband. What does your husband think about this situation? Does he agree that she's overbearing, or does he not have a problem with it?
Well, he loves his mom. It's his only mother, obviously, and he knows how she is, but that's his mom, and he deals with it for the most part. But
and when you talk to your husband about it, does that go well? Do you all agree? Do you disagree?
Well, right now, at this very moment and day, yes, we're in agreement because he's mad at her.
All right. Well, that's a good sign. Well, you're right, and I asked about your husband because no one wants to choose between, look, the 2 women that they love, their mother and their wife. It's a bad spot to be in. So the first way to do is kind of approach your husband and come up with some agreed-upon couple boundaries in the sense that, you know, you don't want to outwardly demean her or defy her because that puts your husband in a bad spot. But you do want to say, hey, this is a little too much. So together you want to lay out the boundary as far as the amount of contact she has with you all and your family. And that's not just physical visits if she lives out of state. That's calling, being intrusive in other ways. So you lay that out with your husband first, and then you have your husband, you being the kind of silent support behind the scenes, you have your husband kind of deliver the boundary to mom. And he's going to deliver that not in a negative way. He's going to deliver that in a place of care. Hey, mom, we care about you, and because we care about you, we do want to see you, we do want you in our lives. These are the ways that would make it better for us to kind of receive your care, though. And to do that, you got to have your husband on board. A marriage and family therapist always help you deal with in-laws, especially kind of problematic mother-in-laws. Thanks for your call, Sherry.
Appreciate it, Sherry. And more with Dr. Karam, 571-5263. First of all, we're going to talk about some outdoor